Hello, everyone. We have Crystal Staley Phillips with us today here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So grab your virtual seats and share it from my personal Facebook page over to your friend circle right now. We're here with Crystal Staley. How are you, everyone? Yes, we have Crystal Staley Phillips here in the Kim Jacobs studio. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Kim?
I'm great. I'm even better now that you're here. I've been kind of looking forward to this topic.
As have I.
Oh, let's get into it. We're going to have a good time because you say, and I don't want to even interview you yet until I get a chance to give people a chance to run in, get into their virtual seats. So when we go to the show opener, make sure you share it from my personal Facebook page too, over to your friends so they can be a part of today's discussion. Okay. We're friends on Facebook, right?
Yes, we are.
Yes. Okay. So once this whole commercial thing comes up and one of my church members, she sings our opener for the show and she's getting it in. She's like, it's the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm like, girl, I wish I had that voice. God knows exactly who to give certain things to. Because if I had that voice, I would be like all over the world.
Yeah. And would anybody be able to contact you? Would I have to have my people call your people to get in touch with you with that?
Oh, that's going too far. Yeah. That's going when you have to get your people to get my people, we get the people. Okay, it's like, you know what, Kim, let's just bring it back. Yeah. Woosha, bring it back in.
That's why you didn't get the voice, Kim.
Oh, that's why. Because he knew I probably would have to have my people and their people. All right, everybody, listen, we're talking with Crystal Staley Phillips today. And already you can tell we're going to have a great discussion right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. We're talking about self-care being the new black. So we're going to deep dive into that topic. Yes. Invite at least 10 of your friends or so to deep dive into this topic. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait for you to get to learn more about Crystal Staley Phillips right after this. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time. Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show. Yes, everyone, it's the Kim Jacobs Show, and we have here today Crystal Staley Phillips, and we're going to make sure we say the Staley Phillips part because she has that hyphenation over there to her name, right?
I do.
So we need to make sure we add that to everything. So we're so honored to have you here today. Let me talk about this wonderful woman. She is actually a wife, a mother, a visionary, health and wellness coach, rapid transformational therapist, and practitioner board member, Trinity Health and Wellness outreach author, entrepreneur. She's also a family business owner, Black-owned business owner, woman business owner, and lifetime learner. Welcome, Crystal Staley Phillips.
Thank you, Kim. I've been looking forward to this. I'm so glad to be here. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful and doing even better now that you're here. So we're going to deep dive quickly into our topic to find out what happened in your life to make you realize that self-care is so important.
Well, I had a milestone birthday a few years back. I'm not going to tell you which one. It's not important. But just prior to that,
I was waiting for you to say the year. And I was like, what? No. How old could you be?
Yeah. Pretty much everybody watching knows how old I am, but I'm not going to say it online. What I will say is this. What happened a couple of years prior to that milestone is I was having a routine checkup, had a routine blood work, and was very unhappy with the outcome. I was faced with some diagnoses that were very disturbing, and it's nothing out of the ordinary. Your high blood pressure, your high cholesterol, and prediabetes, which was a real scare for me. And the high blood pressure was pretty scary too. And that wasn't the first time I had I was told that I had high blood pressure, but I was very disheartened to discover that it was getting worse, and that now I had all these prescriptions to fill. And even the pre-diabetes, the doctor wasn't giving me an opportunity to do anything different as far as my diet, my exercise, or anything. She wanted me to go on medication right away. Wow. And I did comply. And after a year of not losing any weight, feeling much worse, actually gaining weight, and having all sorts of side effects that I was not interested in living with, let's just put it that way, I realized that I needed to take my matters into my own hands. Now, I've always been very interested in how to prevent illness the natural way. I've always been interested in herbs and roots, and, you know, how we can basically treat ourselves by paying closer attention to what we eat. So this was really a catalyst for pushing me towards that part of my purpose, something that had already been within me, but now this is where the rubber met the road, so to speak. And it was time for me to either, you know, take action or live with whatever the doctor was telling me was going to be the prognosis. And I wasn't willing to do that.
That's the key. So we hear the doctors, and the doctors are practicing medicine because they're telling us exactly what their scientific understanding is of what's happening in our bodies. And so clearly they're telling us what they know, right? And what they've learned scientifically. And most of the times what they're saying is accurate. That's why they're able to say this is the problem based on this particular medical findings or whatever.
Absolutely.
But you said you decided that you were not going to go with the theory that they had.
Well, I was willing to accept that they were absolutely correct with my diagnosis.
Okay.
That's what they do. They diagnose and then they treat the problem. Their methods, I respect. I'm just aware that there are things they weren't telling me. They weren't talking so much about what to do to prevent things from getting worse. They were prescribing a pill to manage what my condition was at that point in time. Okay. And in their eyes, that was the thing to do. And I have huge respect for medical professionals. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be one. I don't play one on television either, by the way. But I was not willing to say, okay, I'm just going to take this pill for the rest of my life. And if things progress, then I guess I'll take another pill. I just felt that there had to be another way. There had to be another answer. And there are naturopathic physicians in existence as well who do something in addition to diagnosing. They also talk about a holistic approach, your lifestyle approach, what you are feeding your body matters. And in more ways than one. And I guess we'll get to that a little bit further down the line, because what I discovered after a year of taking this medicine, and then after that, with taking matters into my own hands, with changing my diet, incorporating exercise, increasing my water intake. And then I realized, okay, so it's not just a matter of trying to eliminate my fried foods and trying to eliminate the fats, the unhealthy fats, and trying to incorporate some cardio and lose some weight, and trying to minimize my carbs. What I learned, because that's what the doctor told me to do, and that was all correct. But what I learned is it's not just a matter of decreasing your carbs. It's a matter of determining what carbs are healthy and what carbs are not, period. Right. It's a matter of learning about the quality of the food that we are ingesting. It's about understanding that there's a difference between regular poultry and meat and fish, and poultry and meat and fish that is all natural, that isn't fed chemicals and hormones, that is fed the way that these animals are actually supposed to eat, as opposed to fattening them up on corn and grain, when corn and grain is not the natural thing that certain animals are supposed to ingest. By the time the animal gets to our plate, it may taste delicious, but our body doesn't even recognize it as food because it's been pumped up with so many different chemicals. Woo! And then whatever this animal has ingested is going to manifest in this physical vessel.
That's good.
As inflammation, because the body is saying, okay, I don't know what that was, but I think we need to fight it because it's unfamiliar.
Wow.
Already. And then
Already.
we build up inflammation in our system, and that inflammation manifests as different types of disease. And it goes so much further, Kim. So that was the physical part of it. So what happened was, to get back to your original question, once I realized, okay, I hear you, Doc, I'm going to do all these things you said, but I'm going to do a little research on my own to see what else I can do, because I really don't want to be on this medication forever. And I would really like to reverse these numbers. I don't like how high this A1C is.
Right.
And I got a feeling I can make it go lower. And I did. And so I enrolled in the Institute for Integral Nutrition to become a health and wellness coach. This was my way of taking a crash course in wellness, wholeness, nutrition from a holistic point of view, and teaching myself how to eat better. And that's when I learned about the quality of the food and how important it is. And how important it is to pay attention to the shelf life of the food you're eating, or to try to eliminate processed foods altogether, because anything that has a shelf life that's potentially longer than yours, you probably shouldn't be eating it.
That's interesting you say that, Crystal, because there are people that oftentimes say, well, what if you can't afford all of these non-processed foods that are healthy and organic? I would like for you to speak to that for a few minutes. Because
I would love to speak to that for a few minutes. I think that we need to look at that word afford.
Yeah.
Can you afford to be ill?
No.
Can you afford to lose the quality of your life? The thing is, in the day and age that we live in, people tend to live a lot longer. And, years ago, someone my age would be considered very old, and they'd be, waiting for us to fall over any day now. But more and more of us are living to be up in our years, 90s, 80s, 90s, and close to 100, which is a blessing. But I believe wholeheartedly it's only a blessing if you have quality of life.
That's right.
So can we really afford not to read the labels? Can we really afford not to buy the vegetables and the produce? Instead of picking something up off of a shelf that's been dehydrated, that we now have to reconstitute, that has lost most of its nutritional value because it's quick. And yes, we're busy. We're all busy. But can we afford to not spend the time to prepare the fresh vegetables? Can we afford to not spend the time to search for healthy grass-fed, grass-finished beef?
I love it.
Farm free-range chickens that actually have seen the light of day, as opposed to being cooped up in a small confined place for the entirety of their life, being stressed out and half crazy because we ingest that meat, we ingest those animals, and we inherit their stress.
That's good.
These are things I had no idea. I did not know.
Well, we're learning today from you. So thank goodness that yes.
When you know better, you can do better. So that's where I come from. And I'm not a food shamer, and nor do I say that, I never ever will ever eat that. I would never. No, I don't do that. What I do is I'm very careful with what I eat 90% of the time. And then the other 10, I'll splurge. If I'm going to a restaurant, I'm not going to grill the restaurant owner on where they source their food. But I believe that, and I'm sure you'll appreciate this, it's all about balance.
All about it, right? Yeah, I do agree with everything that you're saying, actually. And one of the things that one of my neighbors actually this week gave me, she delivered me some farm-raised, grain-fed eggs and I was like, these eggs taste totally different. They're so rich and and delicious. And I'm like,
Yes.
these eggs are great. I never want another egg that doesn't taste like that. And that's straight from a farm. And she brought it over and gave, and even the same thing with my daughter, with her, she gardens, and it can be just like a basic tomato. I cut up one of her tomatoes and put it on my sandwich the other day. And I was like, this tomato is amazing. I mean,
It's
it's
what
like,
a tomato is supposed to taste like.
yes. I was like, really? What have I been eating? So it's amazing to actually taste the things that you grow in your garden,
Right.
or that you purchase from the grocery store that's organic or all natural, that's specifying that. But even some things that are on different labels, I found out from my son, who's lost 95 pounds, that
Wow.
I've never read some components of the different labels. And he's like, Mom, do you realize this has 55 grams of? I was like, I never even saw that. Can you believe you only see what you only see?
Yes. Yes.
That's
You are so
unbelievable.
right. You are so right, Kim. I want to go back to the eggs, a farm raised egg. And truthfully, we forget that birds, for the most part, they eat seeds and they eat worms. They don't eat corn, which is what a lot of commercial farmers will feed their chickens, because they want their chickens to hurry up and get fat so that they can hurry up and be sold off, so that they can hurry up and make the money. Well, that's all well and good in a capitalist society, but we can't rush nature. Let it do what it's supposed to do. Let it do what God created to do. Feed it what it's supposed to eat. I have a very close girlfriend, sister, who has a farm down in North Carolina. And I go to that farm, and the first thing I want to do is have some eggs. Okay? I know the chickens. Okay? And I will go and I will help collect the eggs, because I know I'm going to have a feast. There's something about eggs that are obtained from free-range chickens who are eating exactly what chickens are supposed to eat and doing what chickens are supposed to do, walking around in the light of day.
Right. Well, this is good. Great information. Listen, we're talking with Crystal Staley Phillips today, and already the information is just very profound as we're talking about how we can balance different aspects of our lives, how important self-care is for us to be able to have a better outcome in our lives. So right now we're going to just take a brief break, and I want to introduce you to the opportunity to learn more about a 4-week and an 8-week masterclass that I offer. During this class, you get the opportunity, and I put it over here in the comments section, you get an opportunity to learn how to start your own show from scratch. Not everyone wants to have a show of this magnitude, but they may want to just improve their overall presentation skills. And believe it or not, every single person has some type of story that has to be shared so that other people in your own circle of influence get the opportunity to learn and to be able to become a better person just because maybe they encountered you some kind of way. Yes. So make sure you learn more about how you can be a part of our 4-week and our 8-week masterclass at kimjacobsconsulting.com, and I'll let you learn more now. Hey everyone, I'm Kim Jacobs, and I'm so excited to go on this journey with you. You and I are going to have a great time as you go through this course on how to create your own online show from scratch. Everything that you need to know from A to Z, everything that I know anyway, I'm going to pour it into you. We're going to have a great time talking about what should your show even be called? Who's going to be your guest? How do you identify your target audience? How do you be able to get your studio audience engaged? What type of lighting should you use? All kinds of things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the different platforms that you should use. We're going on this journey together, so go ahead and grab your virtual seats and let's get ready to rock and roll and have a great experience as you learn how to create your own online show from scratch. All right, everyone, we're back here with Crystal Staley Phillips. And if you have questions or comments, make sure that you go ahead and ask them and we'll pop them on the screen. Crystal is the CEO of Wild Lambs, LLC. Her email is csp@wildlambs.com. And what else? Tell us how people can stay connected with you. I want people to see that.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Wild Lambs, LLC. Also on Facebook, Wild Lambs, LLC. You can reach me at csp@wildlambs.com or Ms. MIZ CRYS Chris @gmail. And see, there's two components. So I'm here about wild lambs, which I hope I get an opportunity to talk about, but I'm also here as a rapid transformational therapy practitioner. That company goes by the name of Crystal Clear Inner Vision. I have no website because I am taking clients word of mouth and I am full. So to advertise at this point would not be a good idea, but word of mouth is working very well. I'm working on expanding that business with other counselors who do what I do for the masses, because it's a wonderful thing, and hopefully I'll be able to talk about that as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so we can talk about it all, just so you know, because we need to hear about Wild Lambs. Tell us about that and what allowed you to kick that off and what you're doing with it at this point. So talk to us about Wild Lambs first.
Okay, so you know, we were talking about how I'm just a fan of paying attention to what we feed our bodies.
Yes.
But what we feed our bodies is not just what goes into our mouth. What we feed our bodies is what we ingest through our mouth, what we allow into our spirit, whether it's through our eye gate, our ear gate, very important, right? We'll talk about that some more with Crystal Clear Inner Vision. But what a lot of people don't realize is that another aspect of what we feed ourselves is what we apply to our skin, because everything that we place on the surface of our skin gets absorbed into our bloodstream.
That's right.
So what a lot of people also don't realize is that if you pick up a product off of the shelf in your local store, whether it's your shampoo and conditioner, whether it's your soap, your lotion, your body oil, and even your deodorant, what's in it? Are we reading these ingredients? Do we ever take note that most of them are difficult to pronounce and we have no idea what they are? Do we ever look anything up? Hey, what is this?
Right.
And do I really need it in my skin? Do I really need it in my hair? Is it even good for my type of hair? You know, for so long, we as people of color didn't have a variety of options when it came to hair products. And a lot of the products that are widespread on the market contain a high level of alcohol.
Right.
There are different types of alcohol, but for the most part, the alcohol that's contained in these products is no good for our hair. Our hair seeks moisture and wants to retain it. Our hair needs oil and needs to retain it. And most alcohols, lots of it, for us natural sisters. So, and most of the products that contain the alcohol that is most common in these cosmetics, it strips our hair.
That's right.
So we may like it initially because, oh, my hair is soft and, oh yeah, I can comb through these tangles a lot easier. And we're rocking on pretty well for a few months. And then down the line, the hair is thinning, the hair is shedding, the hair is lifeless and has no luster. And we wonder why. Oh, we were going good for so long. What happened? Well, then we switch over to another product, which works the same way, and we're in a cycle. And I know that there's so many people out there who have experienced the same thing. I know I did. So Wild Lambs. I'm the mother of two young men. And as they were growing into adulthood, they decided, you know, I'm going to let my hair grow, or I'm going to have locks, or my one son, my oldest son, decided he was going to grow a full beard, which genetically he's able to do with ease.
Right.
But then he says, well, you know, Mom, you know, my beard it's getting thick, you know, and it's a little rough, and I want it to be a little softer. And this is like the running theme.
Right.
The premise that Wild Lambs was started on. My response, and you'll probably appreciate this as a mother, was, son, what do you need? What do you need?
I'm going to get it. I'll make it happen.
That's what we do. And
I've been
concocting things in the kitchen for the longest time. I've been doing it for my own hair. And so I said, okay, I got you. And so I started experimenting with different oils and different butters. Good. I started experimenting with different herbs. And then I had to learn how to incorporate all of it together to create formulas that were not only effective, but would last.
Right.
Were sustainable. right? And I don't use preservatives. I don't use synthetic preservatives, but I had to, through research, find natural preservatives,
Good.
ingredients that we use every day or every so often, ingredients that we've heard of or know about, but didn't understand that it had this other property as well. I don't
Right.
use emulsifiers in my product. That's binding agents. But then there are products that we know of that we use in our kitchen or off, every once in a while, that serve as natural emulsifiers so that I can avoid synthetic ingredients. So in short, I started Wild Lambs. I launched Wild Lambs with the beard products, which is a beard serum and a beard balm. Mind you, I also make aluminum-free deodorant, bath and body oil, hair oil for women, a hair serum that promotes growth, and specifically for some of us ladies who have a little pressure on our edges and who've experienced some areas of our head where the hair was thinning or falling out or breaking off. So the hair serum is concentrated to regenerate growth by stimulating the hair follicle.
Wow.
I have been using these products myself, and I have been sharing them with my family and close friends, my close circle of friends. And of course, it all started with myself and the question, what do you need?
That's good. And listen, I can actually share with you all right quick. Her website is wildlambs.com. Let's see. Right here, I'll take you over so you can get a visual. And this is a beautiful site here, wildlambs.com. And here you're promoting the power of purity, self-care equals self-empowerment. Look at that beard. It looks so robust.
That is my oldest son, Theodore, with his beautiful beard.
Well, he is a picture perfect model for your website. You don't need to go out and get nobody else to do that. Theodore rocks. Look at this.
Yes, I love these photos. In the center photo there's Theo with my youngest son, John.
They are such handsome gentlemen.
He's got, I don't know what the beard is called when it comes in down here. And, he's rocking that, and trying to keep it neat and keep that youthful look, but his beard is also coming in.
Awesome. And so if you go and visit wildlambs.com, you'll see different products and serums and balms and things that are available, and even a gift card. If you want to gift someone something, but not exactly sure of what they may enjoy, you can get a gift card as well right here on the site, and make sure you enjoy your shopping experience. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh, I want to add one more thing, because right now the only thing on the website is the beard balm and the beard serum, but wait for it. Coming soon, very soon, actually within the next 30 days, we will be uploading photographs of all the other products. I have a huge amount of lovely products for you. I have luxury soaps that are coming with, I'll just name some of the ingredients. Activated charcoal for a clarifying soap. I have a moisture-rich soap that has sea moss and aloe vera. And these soaps are magnificent. They are nice size soaps. They are luxury soaps. You will love the fragrance in these soaps and the lather and the way that your body feels when you use them. I have also, coming soon, to add to the beard line, a beard wash and a beard conditioner. They will be uploaded very shortly. In fact, they will be coming up next week, just in time for Father's Day, so that you can get your gift boxes ready for your dads and your brothers and your uncles and your husbands. There will also be Wild Lambs t-shirts. And for the women, we have the hair oil and the hair serum, which is a fan favorite in my family. And I have some girlfriends who are waiting for me to put those in the mail right now. Body oil and body wash. And of course, the aluminum-free deodorant will be all posted up in the coming month. So,
but I think
tuned.
That the way that you're actually saying it and holding your hand and you're expressing it with your eyes, it's making anybody want whatever you're talking about. It doesn't even matter.
I love my products. I use my products. I'm excited. So
clearly, I mean, this is amazing, because even if this whole show was on mute and no one could hear what we're saying, they would still visit wildlambs.com just because you're over there You're over there like,
Lamb's family, we'd love to have you.
I mean, it's your facial expressions that's getting it. It's like, I'm
Kim, I'm excited. I am excited. I'm
I
sorry.
love it.
I'm generally expressive, but I'm very, very excited about these products. And
as you should
and I'm looking
be.
to share them. And they're good for you.
You can't get any better than that.
Hello?
You can't get any better than that, to have enthusiasm and great products.
You're going to look good. You're going to feel good. You're going to smell good. And you can rest easy knowing that you're not putting any chemicals in your body that are going to harm you in any way. And every ingredient is essential. We don't use any fillers. Every ingredient is essential.
Wow. I love it. I love it. We're talking with Crystal Staley Phillips today about the importance of self-care. And she's the owner of Wild Lambs. The website is wildlambs.com. And she's the CEO also of Crystal Clear. And we're going to be talking more about that right after this commercial break. But I'm so excited to have Crystal here. And it's a great informative journey on how we can better balance our lives through self-care. So today's episode is sponsored by snowlegal.com. Snowlegal.com. If you have not had a consultation with them, make sure you reach out to them. You can reach them at info@snowlegal.com, or you can call them at 704-358-0026. Again, 704-358-0026, and make sure that you let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way. They will give you a free consultation if you say that Kim Jacobs sent you. So make sure you do that. And here's more information now. We'll be right back with Crystal Staley Phillips right after this commercial break.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everybody, we are back with Crystal Staley Phillips, and we're going to go to a flash round and give people a chance in the studio audience to ask you some questions, if that's okay, Crystal.
That's great.
All right. So let me put some things back up here so you'll have the contact information. And let's go. Who's here? Monster Part says, I'm here in the studio.
Monster Parts.
Yes, Johanna Camp says, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Allison Skeet, who referred you to the Kim Jacobs Show.
My college roommate. Mwah, mwah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you, Allison. Keep great referrals coming. Anyway, good morning, ladies. Hi, Kim, and hi. Hey, Crystal.
Hey, Allison.
All right. All of our people are connected.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Allison.
Yes. Okay. It says, Wild Lamb products are so nice. Love the beard serum. That's from Monster Parts. Yes.
Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, Jimmy. I was like, I can't put the name because I didn't know who Monster Parts was. Okay, thank you so much, Queen Diva, Kim Jake. Oh, I'm the diva.
You are the diva, Kim.
Consider myself a diva. I was like, okay, hey. Actually, I'm turning 51 May 31st, everybody. So on Memorial Day.
Congratulations.
I'll be 51. I'm so excited. And I'm not having an episode on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So any birthday shout outs and everything, make sure you do them on Friday, Freestyle Friday. I'll be able to say it's my birthday moment for the week here as we lead into the 51st birthday. Anyway, thank you so much, Queen D, Kim J, for everything that you do on the show. Everything, God's blessing to you and to your whole family. Thank you so much, Johanna. I appreciate it. Yes, Allison said we do not ask about our ages. Oh, I should have just not said mine, huh? Great. Now I've already.
Well, you didn't take a page out of my book, but that's okay. You don't look a day older over 35. So
okay, I guess I could have just not said it. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. I'm so excited, to be able to even get to 50. And I thought that was just huge.
Yeah.
And that's what a tremendous blessing from God to be able to even get to that. Actually, one of my friends, I'll show you this right quick. One of my friends gave me this for my 50th. It's like 50 years of life. Yay. So now 51 is like, really? I'm so excited.
Yes.
I don't take anything for granted that God blesses me with. I'm just so honored.
It's Act 2.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's see. Allison said, shout out Dr. Isaac. Okay. And Annette Carroll, my naturopathic gurus.
Great, Allison. Allison has a naturopathic team. See, I believe that everyone, years ago, Oprah said that we need a team of people to help us take care of ourselves.
That's
correct?
Right.
So I think that a naturopathic physician needs to be on everybody's team.
Good.
Balance.
Very good. Very good input. Yes, food science is what Cindy said.
Thank you, Cindy. Yes. How the food that we ingest affects our body scientifically. It is science. It's not hearsay.
That's good. Camille Sanders said, wow, I never thought of that. Some of the things that you were sharing earlier, she said she never even thought of some of those things. It's just amazing. And then shout out, Allison keeps typing that because she was like, hey, Kim, are you seeing my comment? I see it, Allison. I just realized what was happening. All right. Yes, that gut health all day.
Oh, we didn't even start to talk about gut health. Cindy's touching on something.
Go ahead. Talk about it for a moment.
Well, so what's happening is our intestines, there's an entire microbiome going on in there. It's just like it's like a world of its own with so many different kinds of bacteria. And what people don't realize is that when we ingest animal meats that have been injected with hormones for whatever reason,
right,
to prevent disease, mostly is the reason. But for whatever reason, when these hormones are ingested, they can disrupt the balance of our gut microbiome. And so we end up with all kinds of situations. It can actually create a situation where there's more of the bad microbes than the good microbes.
Right.
And it's an acidic environment where we can have actual leaky gut because there's perforations in the lining of the intestines. Now, I don't think anyone here would co-sign to having what's going through the intestines leach out into the body.
Under no circumstances.
But that is what occurs. And that is what causes so many diseases. And we're not aware. So, but we go to the doctor and we get prescribed medicine for the problem.
Right.
But how about learning how to avoid the problem in the first place?
That's so profound. How about learning the root cause of the problem and getting rid of it right from the root?
Yes.
Ripping it up from the root. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Really great. Great question, Cindy. Agreed, Sherry says.
Hi, Sherry. It's Sam.
Cindy says, yes, knowledge is power.
Indeed.
I wholeheartedly agree with all of that you're sharing. Shelf life kills. Yes, shelf life.
Oh, yes, Al. Yes. We don't want to eat anything that could potentially live longer than we do.
Somebody having a confession moment on here. Cindy said Starbucks cost a lot. No, she just did a whole different topic. Like, look here, we need to talk about Starbucks on the Kim Jacobs.
You lost me.
My son is like, Mom, can you take me to Starbucks? Mom, can you take me to Starbucks? I live at Starbucks because he's always wanted to make a Starbucks run. So even though I'm not sponsored by Starbucks at all, but they have my family under lock and key. That's for sure. All right, let's see. Monster says, spend a lot more time up front to avoid spending a lot more later.
That's what we talked about earlier. Can we really afford to go cheap when we're talking about this vessel? We need to honor our bodies. We owe it to ourselves to honor our bodies.
That's
if we don't care for ourselves, we cannot care for others.
I agree.
And most of us are doing a lot. So how do we intend to sustain that if we're not sustaining the vessel?
Oh, absolutely. And Cindy says we buy designer bags, and how about designer food and Preach, my sister, because you preaching is what she said.
I'm not trying to preach.
Oh, you're doing a great job of it, though. Seriously, anytime you're just dropping the knowledge that you're dropping is preaching in some regard, and it's impacting people's lives in a very positive way. Allison said, "Can you afford the medical bills? That would be the question to help drive many of us to consider changing our quality of life." Wow.
I think that we have to be re-educated and reconditioned.
And mentor monster parts, he's like, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about a friend. But guys like sneakers, designer sneakers. So that's what he
What I do know is you have to be healthy in order to put those designer clothes on, to sport that designer bag. If you're laid up in a hospital someplace, none of that is going to matter.
That's good. That's good information, good feedback. Allison said, "I grew up with fresh eggs daily. We minded grew peppers and vegetables. My husband and I now grow our vegetable garden and have been buying eggs from the farmer's market many, many years now."
It's the way to go. I actually just started my garden this weekend. Some might say I'm a little late, but the weather in New York has been a little iffy, and so I'm okay with that. And I haven't always had a green thumb. I just started last year, and I grew a beautiful vegetable garden. And we were quarantined. I was working from home, but the beauty in my day was going out to my garden in the morning and clipping off some spinach or some kale and some scallions, and coming in the house and whipping up an omelet for myself with things that I had grown. And it was beautiful. And I look forward to doing that again. And it's a joy. And I feel well cared for. And I'm caring for myself.
That's important.
And that feels good.
But even when no one else cares for you, I hear the sincerity in your voice when you talk about just caring for yourself. How important is that in the overall scheme of things?
It's so important that okay, I'm going to go back to the Bible very briefly because I am not a preacher. But one thing that sticks out in my head is the second commandment, love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be commandment like 1.5 or something. You love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. Number one. Number two, love thy neighbor as thyself. We kind of skipped over love thyself. And we can't skip over love thyself. Because if you don't love yourself and you don't know what that actually looks like, how do you love someone else?
Right. You can't.
If you're giving yourself not enough patience, not enough time, not enough grace, not enough forgiveness, not enough good food.
That's good points.
What are you giving everybody else? The same?
Well, actually, you said in your comments here that, it's hard to give from an empty cup. I really, really like that comment. You said you cannot give from an empty cup.
That is so true. So, and the other part to this is when, you said something also, even if nobody else cares for you, you should care for yourself. No one will care for you until you care for yourself. Because every day we are teaching people how to treat us.
That's right.
Every day. And if you don't honor yourself, how can you expect anyone else to honor you? Now, this is a lesson that I didn't always know. This is something that I learned.
How did you learn it?
I learned it the hard way. Sometimes you go through life's bumps and bruises, and you don't why is this happening to me?
Right.
Why am I being treated this way? What did I do to deserve this? And some people will take the woe is me approach, and others will begin to just believe that that's what they deserve. And then we internalize these messages and we build all kinds of stories around it. And we have this recurring reel in our mind that plays about our own self-worth, which causes us to underachieve, form addictions, or do harmful things to ourselves, whether it's physically, spiritually, or mentally,
Right.
put ourselves in harm's way. There are so many pitfalls to having low self-esteem or not knowing how to love oneself, which is where crystal clear inner vision comes in.
Yes. And Sherry says that you are speaking truth. And then Cindy says that she loves your message of inspiration. And Monster Place says that you have to put the mask on first before you help others. And
Yes.
Absolutely, Sherry says. Now
Yes.
Tell us about
Yes.
crystal clear intervention.
Crystal clear inner vision. I love that. It is intervention, in fact, but so that is very appropriate. So it's crystal clear inner vision.
Intervision.
Inner vision, yes, because the practice helps people to look within themselves.
Oh, inner vision.
Inner vision. So we're looking
vision.
within. So we all have stuff. So one thing that I speak a lot about on, say, my Instagram, which is Chrissyann67 at Chrissyann67. So I speak a lot about self-love. I speak a lot about knowing yourself. I speak a lot about honoring yourself.
Yes.
Sometimes we have issues, problems that are occurring in our life that we want to change.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we have a behavior that we want to change, whether it has to do with self-sabotage or addiction, whether it has to do with, just being overweight and not being able to stick to any regimen that will change that. For some reason, we just keep going back to that. Even if we take off the 15 or 20 pounds, eventually we go back to the behavior that got us there. Sometimes we will set a goal and just self-sabotage. For some reason, you have the education, you have the information, you have the tools, but for some reason can't seem to make the mark. Crystal clear inner vision. I founded my practice based on the premise that every presenting problem has an underlying cause. Now, any therapist can tell you that. Any psychotherapist can tell you that. How do we get to the root cause? Because talking about the trauma, talking about the feelings, talking about the pain doesn't always get us to the reason why it exists in the first place.
You know what, Crystal? What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break because there's like some type of glitching that's happening that I see. And I want you to go back when we come back.
Sure.
Okay. She said she can still hear you clearly. Okay. I'm going to have you do me one quick favor. Just pop out of the studio and come right back in because there's like a delay and I don't want have her go out and come back in. Yes. Thank you, Shannon, who's backstage. Okay, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and let you go out and pop right back in. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're talking with Crystal Staley Phillips today, who has just done a phenomenal job of being able to share with us some things that will help us have better self-care, how to take care of ourselves so that we can be able to have a better outcome in our lives. So at this time, we're going to just take a quick commercial break. And right after our commercial break, we'll bring our guest, Crystal Staley Phillips, right back in. So today's episode is sponsored by Hunter Everidge Law Firm. If you are in the Charlotte or in the Richmond area, definitely give them a call. They focus heavily on Social Security benefits or wrongful death suits as well, and all kinds of workers' compensation claims. You can reach them at 704-377-9157. Again, that's 704-377-9157. And you can also visit them at hunter-everidge.com. And I'm going to pull you back in, Crystal, but we're going to take a commercial break. And right after our commercial break, we'll be right back. Hey, Crystal.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. No glitching. We can't have glitching during the middle of the show. And so this is perfect. Okay. So right after this commercial break, we're going to go back and hear your point again, because I really want to make sure we hear it. Okay.
Got it.
All right.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everybody, we are back, and I just texted Allison to find out if everything is coming through clearly now, which I believe it is. So we're talking with Crystal Staley Phillips about the importance of self-care. You were talking to us about crystal clear inner vision, and I'd like for you to make that point again, if you will.
Well, I made the point that oftentimes when we're in counseling, we will talk about what's bothering us. We will talk about our feelings. We will talk about our trauma. We will talk about the problem, the presenting problem, or let's say, you know, I'm having trouble just moving past this pain and this trauma so that I can love myself, just as an example. But oftentimes our subconscious mind is protecting us from reliving the trauma. Sometimes it's protecting us from even remembering what actually occurred to cause us to feel the way that we feel. So we're talking about it from our conscious mind, and we're not getting to the point because consciously we don't even know what the point is.
Right.
So I have undergone counseling in the past. In fact, for about a decade. I have experienced depression and anxiety to the point where I was medicated. I have struggled. I have overcome by the grace of God. And I'm grateful, so grateful. And I was able to get to a certain point of freedom. And it was remarkable. But it wasn't until I found rapid transformational therapy that I found the ultimate breakthrough.
Wow.
Because even though I claimed victory, I was still carrying around a reel that was replaying, that was not conducive to my mental health overall. I was still replaying a reel that was it wasn't shedding the best light on me.
Wow.
I was still carrying a certain degree of guilt. And I couldn't understand why I felt guilty because I hadn't done anything that I could really consciously remember.
Right.
And a multitude of other things that I was managing because the therapy helped me to manage it. Those years of therapy helped me to manage my emotions. But what rapid transformational therapy did for me was it changed the way I viewed my past.
Yeah, I want you to expound on that a little bit more. I wrote that. What is rapid transformational therapy for those that are viewing today, and how did it help you change the broken record, the old recording? How did you change it?
Rapid transformational therapy is a practice that utilizes hypnotherapy. And it is the form of hypnosis that it isn't what you think of when you think of hypnosis, a room full of people and a man on stage and putting everybody under and having people to do strange things like bark like a dog or quack like a duck, and they have no control over their bodies. This hypnosis is simply a way of relaxing the conscious mind and allowing the subconscious mind to emerge. You're in a state where you are highly suggestible, but in control. You're not incapacitated. You can move, you can get up, you can do whatever you want. You can say, I don't want to do this anymore, should you feel that way. However, the state of hypnosis that is utilized just allows your conscious mind to relax and your subconscious mind to come forward. During this practice, Kim, I had recollection of things that I never recalled in my conscious memory. During this practice, I was able to identify when certain behaviors and feelings first occurred. And I was also able to look back on those memories and see them with a clear mind and without the story that I had placed on myself as a result of whatever happened. The reason this is important is because everything that we're feeling today is based on something that happened years ago, that we're living this. We're playing this scene out. This is the story that we've created for ourselves. The question is, how do you change the story? But if you can go back to the underlying issue, if you can get to the root cause, uncover it, identify it, see it for what it really is, it's never, ever, ever as finite as we make it in our conscious mind.
Wow.
We are able to look at it from a broader perspective because you're not reliving it in this state. You're just watching it play out.
Wow.
So you get to see things that you couldn't see while you were in it.
That's
and
good.
You get to understand that whatever that situation is does not have to determine your entire future.
Wow. That's I'm a big believer in that. And I didn't even know it was called transformational, rapid transformational therapy. But I just believe that no matter what our circumstances and our situations are, they do not dictate the outcome of our future under any circumstance. It can change. It can change rapidly.
The only problem is if you don't know what it is that's eating you, it's kind of hard to reframe it.
That's interesting that you say that, Crystal, because I've been through therapy in my lifetime as well. And and one time when I was going through one of my counseling sessions, and the gentleman who was trying to do, I guess it was rapid transformational therapy. I don't know what he was trying to do. I was like, I'm not getting that. I could feel myself getting so relaxed. I was like, whoa, I'm from the project. I grew up in the project. I don't know what rapid transformational therapy is, but you're not putting me under.
Right. We're not relinquishing our control. It's not safe. It doesn't make, it's not logical. And yes, I grew up in the projects too. I understand. We are not turning our back. We need to be on guard at all times. Okay. I am not trying to be vulnerable. But listen, if we can't be vulnerable with our therapist, who can we be vulnerable with?
But the thing, okay, well then let's talk about it for 2 more seconds. So should I have I don't know. You really have to feel comfortable with that person. Maybe I'll go through transformational therapy with you, but I don't know. I don't know you like that.
I love it. And I concur. However, which is why I started out explaining that this is not that kind of hypnosis. You are relaxed, of course. You are mellow, of course. I have experienced resistance where a person said just came out of it because they don't want to be that vulnerable. They're afraid. You're never held hostage. It's not that kind of party.
Yeah, I never even went back after that. And I mean, I had some great counseling from this person. And I was like, that's it. I don't know what it could possibly be the next phase if that was going to be what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
I
think that many people, especially people of color, will take the absolute same response that you did. And I honestly, if this didn't come when it did, I would have done the same thing. I was so ready to get past this one hurdle. I had come so far, and yet there was still something in the way. Wow. And when I had this opportunity, I did feel, I felt like I could trust the person. Good. And I never looked back.
And you know, the outcome is what for you? What's happened as a result of going through that?
Life-changing.
Okay.
Everything has happened as a result of that.
Wow.
I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for that, because I would have been stopped by my fears. I would have allowed my fear to stop me. Wow. I would have allowed my limiting beliefs to stop me.
Wow.
So when I tell you life-changing, I do believe that, I believe wholeheartedly that if this service, if this was something that people would take advantage of, that we could mobilize more readily, because we would be able to put aside the stuff that keeps us from standing together.
Wow. Well, Sherry says we have to change the narrative.
We do.
And then Monster Parts. I love this Monster Parts. You're actually in the studio audience and you're talking to Sherry. And you're like, as Sherry, exactly. So they're sitting across from the audience with each other on the virtual studio audience of the Kim Jacobs Show. Okay, let's see. Girl from Brooklyn, you go, girl. You from Brooklyn? All right.
I am from Brooklyn.
And there's also a question specifically that was asked. It's hard for strong Black men to seek mental health care and just mental care health. How do we break that barrier? How do we break through that and start seeking mental health care
I would love
for.
to speak to that. I would love to speak to that. It goes back to a question you asked earlier, Kim. What do we say to the people who say they can't afford better food? Can you afford not to seek mental health assistance? I mean, can we really afford it? If you look at the state of everything, the state of the world, just the state of this nation more than anything else. Can we afford to not pay attention to our own mental health? Can we afford to not do something to get out of our own way?
That's right.
Because we can complain all day, every day about oppression, about what's happening, about what other people are doing to us. But who do we have to blame for what we're doing to ourselves? Who do we have to blame for what we do to one another? And who do we have to blame for how I treat me?
Wow.
Which spills over into how I treat you. Because if I don't know how to treat myself, I'm going to treat you poorly. So how do we break the cycle? We step out on faith, which we're shouting about from the rooftops, some of us all day long, how much faith we have. But do we trust God to guide us in the right direction to the right person who can assist us with our mental and emotional health issues?
I love it. I love it.
If you can trust God to guide you to the right job, guide you to the right career, guide you into the right form of education, can you ask God to guide you to the right therapist?
Yes.
I would think so. And I think that how we change is we just do. You start with you set the example. Well, every man has some little boy watching them. Every grown woman has some little girl watching her.
Yes.
And sometimes, and I think, not sometimes, it's important. And I made a post recently. I had just gotten off the phone with my coach. Every good counselor coach has a great counselor coach. I had just gotten off of this line, and I was in a state of gratitude while I was still actually mulling over the things that were uncovered during my session. But I was more than anything grateful that God led me to this form of therapy and enabled me to get out of my own way. Thank you, Mike. You're right on time. I got out of my own way. This helped me to make the final leap over what still appeared to be a hurdle, to get out of my own way. And how do we change the narrative? Start with you. Be that example. Let people know that it's okay not to be okay. And then show them what to do. Give them some help, offer them some help, give them some guidance, give them some direction, make a referral.
That's good. All of these, this 1 hour has been so action-packed and information-packed and so robust with information that Crystal Staley Phillips has shared with us. Mike, we have your comments here popped on the screen. Get out of your own way. Glad to have you here in the studio audience with us today. Camille, we see your thumbs up. Allison, we see that Brooklyn, New York is in the house and that we have to change our personal thinking. Absolutely. And I can see some of you in the studio audience talking to one another. So listen, it's been a blessing to have each of you here on the Kim Jacobs Show today in the studio audience and you as my guest, Crystal. If you're interested in supporting the Kim Jacobs Show, which I hope that you will be one of our online financial contributors, so that the show can continue to air daily at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, there are the ways that you can support. And every contribution, no matter how big or small, does make a difference. And it allows us to bring balance to the world, one household at a time. So thank you so much for any support that you give to the show. And people said this was great. This is wonderful. Definitely be the change that you want. That's what many of us don't grasp. We don't know how we are, much less how to get out of many of us don't know who we are, much less how to get out of our own way, is what Allison is saying there. All right. So thank you so much. You all have been a very great studio audience. And I encourage you to definitely take a moment to shop on our KimJacobsShow.com website, where you can actually purchase all kinds of merchandise. We have mugs and we have t-shirts, but if you put the code Kim51, the number 51, Kim51 until June 1st, you'll get a 10% discount in honor of my 51st birthday. Okay, so go and do some shopping over there.
Kim.
Huh?
I'm on it.
Crystal, listen, I am so excited that you've been my guest today. Do you have a closing comment for everyone?
I do. My closing comment would be, never follow the herd. That's the Wild Lambs tagline. Never follow the herd. Just because you're a sheep doesn't mean you have to follow the herd. Think with the mind, the good mind that God gave you, and reason with that mind.
Wow.
About how you're going to live your life and about how you're going to be healthy.
That is just so awesome. I was trying to find that right there was just everything. Trying to find this. Yeah. This is just the drop the mic sound effect. It's like I was like, you gotta find the drop the mic sound effect because it's just like
I get the message. I could drop something here. I don't know. It's
like, and there you have it. It's over. Drop the mic. Don't follow the herd. You heard it. Don't follow the herd. Go in your own path, the path that God chose for you. That's the right path. I don't ever want to be like anybody else. I am the best me that God created. And
amen to that.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. All right, everybody. Listen, you've learned so much from Crystal Staley Phillips today. I do encourage you to tune in. The rest of this week, we have some great guests lined up for you. I can't imagine between Felinda Farley and now Crystal Staley Phillips. What else is yet to come here on the Kim Jacobs Show? But let me just tell you that we have tomorrow who's going to be our guest. Let me pop that up because you need to know who you're going to be listening to throughout this week. We have Rita Green, Going for the Gold, an inspirational hour that we're going to have with Rita Green tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. She is a business owner and she's also an author and just going to be an inspiring woman to hear tomorrow. And then on Thursday, you're going to hear from Ian Robinson. And he's done a whole collection of children's books. And he's going to talk about the need for a more dynamic educational program within our inner city school districts. So if you want to learn more about the importance of having great education in the inner cities and what you can do to help with that, tune in on Thursday. And then on Friday is Freestyle Friday. And also Freestyle Friday, we have our experts, but then I'm also going to be saying it's my birthday coming up on Monday, May 31st. And I'm going to be off the chain. Okay, I'm excited. Listen, today, as we get ready to close out today's episode, I do not want to close out with honoring the fact that, and I think the words of his daughter is what resonated with me the most, that she said, my daddy's going to change the world. My daddy is going to change the world. Little did she know that her dad literally would go down in history as an African-American man, and I'm going to put some of the images up, that officially his life was taken in front of all of us on national television. So we got the opportunity to see this man, his life taken from him and at the hands of other individuals that now are being held accountable for what they did to George Floyd. But today is 1 year in honor and memory of George Floyd. I can't breathe. And he cried it out and everybody heard it. You cannot be a human being and not say that you are impacted by what we witnessed on television. So today, in honor of just remembering George Floyd 1 year later, who knew that this is going to be his legacy? I know that man going that day to that convenience store did not know that he was going to become a part of history because of an incident that would snuff his life from this earth, but would impact the rest of everyone else's lives. So today we just say 1 year later that we do recognize and we do honor George Floyd's memory. And I ask that all of you all, however it's impacted you, I'm not judging one way or the other how it impacted you. I know how it impacted me being a mother of 4 African-American sons, that any of them could go to a convenience store and be whatever, told that they got whatever. I don't even need to judge one way or the other. I'm a mother of Black sons. that impacted me. Okay. Because my sons go out of this house every day. And to know that there could be a time that you're going out, and I don't care if you do have to have an encounter with the police, you could possibly lose your life in the midst of it. I just have a fundamental problem with that as a mother. Okay. That's my take on it. All right. And on that note, I just want to say, if you have any closing comment, Crystal, please say it. Feel free.
I just want to say thank you for this platform, Kim. Thank you for bringing people who are relatable to the screen to share what they've learned with all of us.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody stay connected with Crystal Staley Phillips. Throughout the broadcast, we've shared with you how to do that. And we really appreciate everything that you brought to today's show. It really made a difference. All right. On that note, everybody, God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.